Preserving history in one of Rhode Island's oldest neighborhoods. No tablets or internet, just this old one-room schoolhouse.
And how a local artist is using Legos to tell this historical story. We're traveling to Burrillville in this week's Street Stories. A local artist.
This is the one-room schoolhouse just outside of Pasco, Rhode Island.
Using something as simple as Legos to recreate this. An historical schoolhouse.
So they'll chip away at it right here.
Paul Roselli, the president of the Land Trust, reached out to me. They worked with the owner of the property to put a conservation easement on the property. Forever, this structure and the entire property that it's on is protected from development. Rhode Islanders should think of this as this is more like a house on Benefit Street than it is a house on Waterman Street.
Andrew Grover, who we featured on a previous Street Stories,
classic Rhode Island structures,
has been hired to build a replica of the old schoolhouse on Eagle Peak Road in the Pasco section of Burrillville.
It is much harder to translate the beauty and intention of these early New England sorts of structures. It's harder to translate that into models.
So I got in touch with Andrew and asked him if it would be appropriate to turn Legos into a resemblance of what this property would look like. People drive by all the time here, and they might not notice some of the architectural features of it, the stone and how it's shaped, how it's carved in one section, how it's flat against other stones that are also flat, how the pieces are put together.
This one-room schoolhouse was built around 1824. No bathroom inside.
So this is the outhouse, huh?
Just a room for learning for 30 to 50 students.
This is not common.
The stonework for its time, magnificent. If the schoolhouse could only talk.
The uniqueness, one thing is this barrel ceiling, which I have never seen before anywhere, that the last person who lived here and took care of this place made sure she maintained that ceiling.
Roberta Lacey.
This is the original key. I'm hoping I don't ever lose it because there will be no duplicate.
The now owner of the schoolhouse and a member of the Land Trust Board.
Just consider it an honor to be the person who maybe takes it into the next generation. This property was owned by the woman who lived in the house next door. Through the years, she had made an apartment out of it, and she had rented it to a few different people over the years.
Two pieces of history, this wooden chalkboard and a teacher's desk. Heating the place, a wood stove.
When I look at this house, I think, such a different place and time. How much the world has changed. When I sit here and I sit in this place, 200 years ago, this is how people lived. It gives me a much better perspective on just how fast things are lost.
We drive by so many historical places every day. This is just one of them. By the way, Andrew is not done with his Lego house. He still has a lot to do. Roberta says the most important thing for people to know and understand is that these places have such great value.